Mr. Solana, High Representative for the Common Foreign and Security Policy of the European Union.
Thank you very much, Louis Michel. Mr. Secretary General, thank you very much for your presence here today. The Secretary General of the United Nations, whenever he is convoked to a meeting of this type, wherever it is in the world, but I may say whatever it is in Europe, he never fails. Mr. Secretary General, thank you very much for your presence here today, giving support and give the enthusiasm that you give to a very important problem that we have to deal with it today. I'd like to thank very much also Dr. Ping. I think that the fantastic role that the African Union is doing, it requires to be recognized today publicly. I'd like to say a word also of friendship to the Special Representative of the United Nations. Abdallah has been a good friend for many years, and he continues to do a fantastic work, working day and night in trying to solve the problems we are going to be facing today. My dear friend, today is not the time to make big speeches, and I'm not going to make it. I'm going only to share with you some of the concerns and the sentiment that we feel in the European Union about the dramatic problem of Somalia. And I would like to address three different topics. One, which is optimistic, other which is not so much optimistic, and the other in which we will continue to be engaged whatever the circumstances. I think we have at this very moment a possibility of having a transitional government. I'm so sorry that the President still has not arrived, the Foreign Minister is here. And we have to do the utmost to support that effort. And that has not to be done with words, that has to be done with facts, with deeds. I can tell you on behalf of the European Union, we are trying to do it. And we are trying to do it in all the elements which are fundamental. And Dr. Ping has spoken very clearly about the elements of security. Security will be fundamental, in particular in Mogadishu, but not only there, and whatever we can do to try to help to organize the forces that can do the security in place will be done from our side. But it's not enough. It's not enough to support the transitional government only from a political point of view. It will be required also to help the government and the people of Somalia economically, with economic aid. And you can be sure that the European Union, and Louis Michel will explain that very clearly in his intervention, will continue to be one of the most important donors of humanitarian aid, of aid in general, to the people of Somalia, who have suffered so much already, and we would like to see suffering less, and in the foreseeable future to see them organize a country that can look to the future with hope. But we have to talk also about the third element, which is an element that has convoked the international community, really, which is the question of piracy around the Gulf of Aden. And on that direction also, I'd like to tell you that the European Union will continue to be engaged. I think we are making a very important effort, an effort which is recognized by everybody. We are not the only one. The international community has mobilized collectively. But I think, and I would like to underline, that we have a certain capacity to deal with the people there, to deal with the leaders of the country there, to lead with the countries of the region. And I think the role that we are doing is a role well appreciated by everybody, respected by everybody. And I can today once again say that we have a tremendous commitment, a full commitment to continue working on that direction. Admiral Jones, the Admiral who is in charge of the operation from the European Union, is here with us. He's not only an Admiral which is doing the operation on the sea, but he wants to be here present today in the political debate about Somalia proper. Now let me say also, and I don't want to let that go by, without thanking the African Union. what the African Union has done, and the countries who have participated physically with the suffering of their own people, with casualties, is something that has to be recognized. And I'd like to say, on behalf of the European Union, we'll continue helping the African Union, we'll continue helping economically, we'll continue to help them also whenever they ask for militarily, to prepare them, to help them, to give them the means to do their job. And Dr. Ping has had a guarantee that we will continue working on that direction. I'm happy to see here one of the big friends of Dr. Ping, which is responsible for the security on the African Union, and that you, my dear friend, have done a fantastic job in all this period of time. My dear friends, to finish, because I don't think we need long speeches, we have today to get out with a commitment of engagement from the international community, everybody and the part that can be done, but everybody has something that can be done. And let's see if we can, at the end of the day, to have with the new transitional government, with the new transitional president, the possibility of looking to the future of Somalia with hope. Too much suffering has taken place in Somalia, too many things have taken place in the last period of time, and let's see if we can bring the moment to a turn with all the three elements that I said. Help politically, help economically, help the African Union, and help also with the resolution to the question of piracy, but without that, very difficult problems we are going to be seeing in the future. My dear friend, thank you very much for having come to this meeting convened by the European Union, and with the help and the Secretary General of the United Nations, to whom I want to recognize once again his presence here. Thank you very much to all of you.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Haut représentant.